This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by using my referral link in the description below. Okay, so what do we have here? Well, we've got the white Defiler. You know, it's not as strong as like the blue or the green one, but it's very strong. You know, 5 mana, 5/5 vigilance, usual clause they all have to decrease the cost of spells and pumps out tokens. It's a great rare, even a bomb. It's sort of a low-level bomb, like an A- type bomb, but it's a bomb. If we didn't have the really great rare, I would be tempted to either take Wrath or Extinguish the Light. Wrath is gold, of course, and that's a downside, but he's strong enough that, you know, I'm pretty interested in him. But we're going to take the Defiler. Okay. Start with a white card and then get a pack that doesn't really have, you know, has one white card that's not very good. I mean, it's fine, but definitely not second pick material. Yeah, not a great pack overall for really anybody. I guess we'd probably take Terra Sunder. It's the best card in the pack, and yeah, you have to be significantly splashing black to really make it work. And be green, obviously. One way or the other, splash the other. But I think it's strong enough that we take it here. Like all these other cards, you know, I do like Sprouting Goblin, okay, but it has the same problem. It's not that good if you can't kick it. And I think Terra Sunder is better overall, so. Okay. So, another, you know, the signposts in this format, as in most of them are quite good, and Vohar is one that is pretty good. Captain's Call is, you know, nice, you know, in this format. There's lots of payoffs for going wide. We started with the Defiler. But it's not, again, not really a card I want to take here. I don't know. I guess Hurler Cyclops is probably the best card in the pack. The wall deck is real. The defender deck is very real. But, like, I kind of have to start with... To want to get into the deck, I like to start with the Chaplain. Like, and if I had one, then I'd be all over the Sentinel, but we don't. And the Chaplain's the one that, you know, spits out the bird tokens. I think we go with Hurler Cyclops in the end here. Outrider's nice. Geysers. You know, maybe I should just take the Geyser. Is the Geyser just better? Yeah, I think we do take the Geyser. Given that we have, you know, a white card already, I like the idea of taking a Geyser there. Okay, so this pack has, you know, we've had a couple of pretty weak packs. This pack has several things I would like. Resolute Reinforcements, Lightning Strike, Tolarian Geyser number 2, lesser extent Fires of Victory. Lands, you know, lands are good in this format. Lightning Strike is the best card in this pack. But of course we don't have any red stuff going on right now. Resolute Reinforcements is pretty good, but not as good as Lightning Strike. I'm leaning towards just taking the Strike. It's not hard to splash, for one thing, and for another, it's the best card in this pack. So, you know, I think I like the idea of taking it there. Okay, so, yeah. Mesa Cavalier's an okay white card. We do have a land. The Illusionist isn't bad. Like, if you're blue-green, the Illusionist is a really nice, common. This has been a pretty real payoff for the domain decks, better than I expected overall. Been pretty impressed with it. Yeah, I think we go ahead and take a white card. It's a perfectly solid one. This pack's not great. You know, if we're blue-green exactly, the Illusionist is definitely better than the Cavalier, and the land's intriguing, but given that we have a Defiler of Faith, I think taking a white permanent is probably a good call. So, a couple more decent lands. This has been a little better than I expected. You know, usually this kind of land is nigh unplayable, and it's more like a C-. Like, you can play it if you need the fixing. But I'm kind of leaning towards the sleeper here. It's been solid, and it's another white permanent, so there you go. Okay, so then there's this pack. Molten Tributary is not a bad land. You know, if we ended up being white-blue, it could help us splash Lightning Strike. Essence Scatter's been perfectly solid. So is the Fire NATO. I mean, this is a format, and it's nice that this is the case where removal's actually pretty good again. We haven't seen that in a while. And yeah, I mean, you know, they costed it well, and the format's ripe for removal to be better than normal. So Fire NATO, which would be kind of bad in some formats, is pretty reasonable. I think I'm actually going to take Essence Scatter here. Okay, so leaning towards an Aquifer here. You know, these green cards are okay. Steel Crusher's okay. Everything in this pack is okay. And I think that usually means take a dual land in this format. All right, another dual. Could consider it. Juniper Order Root Weaver, not a bad white permanent card. And if we end up like white-green, it's even better. Impulse is nice, but, you know, blue-white is sort of a spell deck, but it's not as into spells as, say, blue-red. So, like, impulsing isn't nearly as appealing. I think we take the Root Weaver here. Okay. So, bunch of, you know, these two cards are both perfectly playable. So far, we're not in black at all, but, you know, things are still pretty open. I think I like taking Repossession. I like having one in general if I can cast it and kick it, generally. All right, so I know I said earlier I don't want to grab a Shield Wall Sentinel, and that's true, but when there's one this late, I think picking it up and thinking about, you know, are we going to see more defenders, in particular the Chaplain, you know, that is insanely good. But yeah, so I think we'll take a Steel Crusher here. And I guess a Barkweave Crusher there. Free Crystal Grotto. May or may not play it in the end. Okay, well. So here's Rith. Very, very strong. It is going to be what we take. We do need to pick up more fixing. You know, that does mean Crystal Grotto is likely to make our deck now. Yeah, so, you know, we already kind of want to be base white. And we have one decent green card and a couple good red cards. It does kind of mean blue might be on the outside looking in now. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, Rith is powerful enough between the great stats, being hard to kill, and then spitting out a dragon token every now and again that it's hard not to take it here. Tachiova is a pretty sweet Signpost uncommon. You know, pretty nice blue card here in Joint Exploration. So I do love Keldon Strike Team, and I think it is what we take here. Those three bodies are a big deal, and it looks like I think a red-white base looks pretty likely for where we're headed, and then we splash green. You know, we've got nice red cards and nice white cards, and yeah. So Strike Team, I think, is what we want to take here. We do want to keep our eye out for lands, of course. Oh, yeah, Braids is nice. You know, black is a color we've never really been in so far in this draft, and I don't think we take it because it's so good at this point. I mean, we have Rith and Defiler in terms of, you know, power level. We have two very good cards already. This pack is not amazing, though. Are we going to be good enough at going wide that I'm interested in the Phalanx? I mean, probably. Strength of the Coalition's not bad, but it's hard to splash it. You know, you have to be green-white as your base for it to be at its best, or at least be base green, and we're probably not going to be. I think we take the Phalanx in the end. I do love Aeron, but yeah, that's another sort of splash where I think we're asking for trouble if we try to make it work. Linebreaker Baloth's not bad. This land's okay. Not great. You know, we'd much rather have actual duels. Yeah, Aeron is tempting here. I mean, especially because the other options aren't amazing, but I guess I'd take a Juniper Order Root Weaver here. Okay, some lands. Another Aeron. Yeah, not really a land that helps us. Neither of these are. Mana Workers are a little interesting. We'd probably take the Griffin Protector, though. It's been a nice one. Oh, yeah. The Defender that makes all the flyers is, like, insane. That card is very, very real. All right, we're definitely in on Captain's Call. You know, the Sky Knight's okay, but I think Captain's Call is just better, especially when you've got, like, Phalanx, Griffin Protector. I was thinking we had one more sort of thing. I don't think we do. But either way, I think Captain's Call is better than the Sky Knight in, like, most white decks. Another Grotto. Am I at a place where I have to take it here because I'm trying to splash green for our Rith? And it also helps us, do off-color kicker things. I mean, maybe. Red does still not seem wildly open. I wonder if going black was... Of course, then playing Rift would be nigh impossible, but I think we take a Faith Bonder. All right, here's a land that actually really helps us. I'm happy it's here. So we'll grab this Wooded Ridge line. So red cards that are fine. What is our curve looking like? We're doing okay on 2s and stuff, so I think we grab a Warbrood here. Balduvian Atrocity. Okay. Another Warbrood or a Picker. This time I think we take a Picker. Yep, we'll grab a Crystal Grotto here. We'll grab a Mana Worker here. So our mana is good enough now to play Rith, but we're kind of hoping to make our mana better at playing Rith, if that makes sense. Because we don't really want 2 Grottos, and I don't really want a Mana Worker. Like, just more Ridge Lines and stuff would be enough for me. Solkanar is cool. We can't play it, but it is very powerful, even with the, like, hey, eventually I'm your opponent, go to your opponent effect. I think we take a Lightning Strike here. I wouldn't mind a Sky Rider. It's quite nice, of course, but yeah, we'll take a Lightning Strike. I mean, I think your experience, Unicorn, with that 4-mana 0/3 that makes flyers is normally what one's experience is when they play that. Bombing hard with it is pretty unusual when you have that many. So bad rare, does stuff with Planeswalkers. Never take it in limited. So we probably take a Flowstone Kavu here. We wouldn't hate a Heroic Charge, but I could use some more creatures for sure. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm playing in the sealed qualifier next week, if that's what you mean. I don't have to play in the play-in, because I'm already qualified. That's what this thingy means. Okay, so this pack has a lot of stuff I want. We've got a Baird, we've got Keldon Strike Team, we got Flowstone Infusion, Resolute Reinforcements. Yeah. So, I think we take Baird in the end. He's just pretty easy to generate tokens off of. As much as I love the Strike Team, I do think Baird's better. I would like an Infusion. It's nice, cheap removal, and of course the Resolute Reinforcements is nice too, but Baird is very good. Haunted Mire doesn't do it for us in terms of mana. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt. Like, if we're splashing green, it does help us play, like, this with Kicker or whatever. But it's not like that's great. So I think I'd rather just have another Root Weaver. As underwhelming as they are. I wouldn't hate splashing Rada, but I'm not that confident in our mana right now. Like, if I had better fixing, I'd be down to splash a red-green card, but I'm not that confident in our fixing. So here's another Haunted Mire. Alright, we'll take another Kavu here. The Kavus are nice with Baird. So that's nice. And they're just, nice aggressive creature in general. Okay, so we get the other signpost, which is nice. We definitely take Tori to Avenant. Yeah, like I said, our mana is going to be good enough for Rift, but we're going to have to run a Mana Worker and 2 Grottos, which I don't love, but it's going to be worth it. Yeah, so we'll take Tori to Avenant there. Okay, so here we'll take an Infusion. I did mention wanting one. I don't know. I don't think we want more than 1 Phalanx. I mean, these are our top curve. And, the Phalanx, we're not so good at going wide that Phalanx is great. So, I'll take Flowstone Infusion here. Alright, Destroy Evil is certainly playable, so... Might be interested in a Monstrosity. Another Infusion. Okay. I think in the end we were in the colors that were pretty open. I think maybe black was more open, but... Thrill. Yeah, so we're gonna run both grottos. You know, like I said, it has been better than I expected. Adding scry to it makes a pretty big difference from like what we usually get, and you know, just the upside of just having random off-color mana whenever you need it is pretty real in the format. So, you know. Yep, the History Channel is basically on the back burner for now. That could change at some point, but for the amount of money it was making for the amount of time put in, it was not delivering quickly enough, basically, unfortunately. At some point, I mean, yeah, I'll do more on that channel, but not consistently, unfortunately. I mean, I think our deck turned out pretty good in the end here. I don't know why I keep ending up in red, white, and blue, red. You know, those are the decks I've done the best with anyway. Yeah. I probably don't need the Mana Worker. Although, you know, we do have 3 Root Weavers and not that good of green fixing. And then we've also got the Sleeper, which wants black. This will be easy for us to kick. Yeah, so we have a few cards that the Mana Worker makes better between the Root Weaver and the Sleeper, which, you know, is 4 cards. And then also it makes it easier to cast Rith. But yeah, it's interesting here, the route I'm supposed to go in terms of mana. Got some cuts to make, too. I don't really think we need to run an actual forest, so that's going to help our mana some. I think we'd probably go with 8 plains. Defiler costs double white. Of course, this costs double red. So, how good are we at decreasing the cost of the monstrosity? We're not amazing at it, but, like, we're not terrible at it either. There'll be 5 mana a lot. And that's perfectly fine. Yeah, I think we probably end up cutting the Mana Worker in the end. I mean, it is a creature, and that matters, you know, for, like, Tori, for example, but I don't think we're desperate for that mana. And do we need Destroy Evil? I mean, we've got 2 Lightning Strikes, 2 Flowstone Infusions. I mean, I guess we do. Maybe we end up cutting an Infusion, in fact. Yeah, because we don't have a good way to destroy really big creatures at this point. And that's basically the only one we've got. I think maybe we cut Goblin Picker as our last cut here. Yeah, I think that's fine. So, you know, we've got 3 green sources effectively, even if one of them is a little costly. And it is a little bit of a bummer for our Juniper Order Root Weaver that we didn't just get like 3 ridge lines. That would have been nice. But, you know, the fail case is a 2-mana 2/2. So I think I can live with it. I don't, you know, if this deck has a problem, it is that the mana isn't optimal. It's a little clunky, but I think it's probably worth it to, you know, fit Rith into the deck, basically. It's the cost we're paying for Rith mostly that makes it harder, but it is one of the biggest bombs in the set, so. Compare it to Zenith Flare. It's nowhere near that busted, luckily, the Chaplain. The problem with the Zenith Flare deck is how, you know, you just draw a bunch of cards and win the game. With the Chaplain, like, building around it is significantly harder. I like that it's as powerful as it is, frankly. Like, it's the kind of build around that really pays you off, you know, big. And I like it. I've only done that played with it once, and it was in sealed, actually. Okay, this is a keep. I haven't actually managed to draft a deck. You know, basically the way it happens is you open a chaplain or get past one very early. I'm trying to decide if I want to play the Grotto first to get a scry going. I guess we'll wait a turn. Alright, well, we drew red anyway. Kind of think we still go ahead and scry here. Get a little bit of information. Is this a hand where I want the Monstrosity? I mean, if I power out Keldon Strike Team just as a 3-drop next turn, or like play it to enlist Faith Bonder into a 4-3 next turn, that does mean I can play the Monstrosity a couple turns later. I don't hate it. It's also not, like, amazing in our hand. I do think we leave it in the end, though. We could also just play Warbrute on turn 4 if we don't want to play the Strike Team next turn. And then the same thing happens on turn 5. So, there you go. Yeah, that's annoying. Need a Lightning Strike or a Flowstone Infusion. So, do I play Strike Team and Enlist? It's not a bad idea. Kind of think it is what I'm going to do. Yeah, let's do it. So, we will Enlist. Attack as a 4-3. Okay. Trying to decide if I'd rather... I guess we just send in the Strike Team. Yeah, I'm just going to send in the Strike Team. It is nice for enlisting, like, on the Warbrute, but... I think just trading there is fine. Hopefully we can just play a Monstrosity next turn. Nope, they're not going to let us. We could just play a Phalanx now, and that probably is what I want to do. Not exactly the most efficient Phalanx ever, but, you know. I guess, can I have Captains called into Phalanx there? No, it would have still cost 2, but I wasn't that far from being able to do it. We need one more land to cast Rith, should we draw Rith, but we do have mana for our kicker +1/+1 counter creature. Alright, they're going to take that down. They do keep killing our things. Hey, there it is. I think we probably just replay the Warbrute. It's tempting to kick this, but I think we hold out until, you know, it's more meaningful, which we're not that far away from, I don't think. I mean, if their plan here is buff my Knight of Dusk's Shadow, I think we're pretty happy. Ooh. That is not what their plan is. Unfortunately for us. Okay. That's not good. So, let's go to combat. We're going to attack with Faith Bonder. They have 2 menace creatures now. So yeah, we really need to find removal. I would imagine they don't block here. Yeah, they don't. So the only thing we can do is try and race them, and I think sending out a Monstrosity does the best job of threatening that, although Tori does a pretty good job too. But yeah, let's play the Monstrosity here. Because yeah, we're just going to be faced with, you know, them swinging for a bunch of damage that we can't block very effectively here. Rith was not pack 1, pick 1. The white Defiler was. Down to 9 we go. All right, so the options we have. Luckily, they didn't play a black permanent there, but we're in a lot of danger should they do that, and so enlisting right now is a little scary. The good news is I can, in my second main phase, play Captain's Call and Root Weaver, which might give me enough bodies that I don't need to be scared of enlisting. Yeah. I think that's probably true. So let's go to combat. And I guess if I enlist this, yeah, that's better for blocking too. Although the trample would be nice, but you know, what are you gonna do? Those are both gonna attack. Right. Wow. Wow. I like our chances now. Okay. We don't know what they have in their hand, of course. Does this change how I want to play things? Yeah, I think it might. I think maybe we want to play Tori and Juniper Order Root Weaver here instead. Yeah. Wonder what their card is in hand. Like, if they have a pretty good way to wreck us still, in the absence of the Defiler, I would be pretty surprised. They could have a trick, I guess, to help the Knight finish the job. I think we take it, though. I could try to double block, but it's such a wreck if we do that, you know, I don't think it's worth the massive risk. Ah, Board Sweeper. That explains some stuff. Okay. Luckily, we do get to slam 3/1/1s on the board in the wake of that. Hopefully they don't have anything. I'm sure they do, though, because they knew they were going to do that all along. You know, unless they top-decked it, I guess. I don't think they did, though, because it explains why they blocked how they did. Gross. Yeah. Okay. We've gone up and down here, you know. I think we're feeling like we're going to lose again now. Now that the Defiler of Flesh has joined the party again. Yeah, combining the Sweeper with Urborg Repossession is nasty. So, yeah, I mean, we've got to draw removal to not die. And even then, we might still be dead. Yeah. I mean, we just take the 6. There's no reason to double block that thing. I mean, yep, that won't do it. Well, our opponent was, you know, it felt like we had sort of taken over the game, but I think our opponent was toying with us all along, holding on to that sweeper. Didn't feel like they had a sweeper because, you know, if you play out your Defiler and stuff like that, it's like, okay, I mean, this is a real game. You know, they're not going to sweep the board. But when you have Urborg Repossession, you can make... That's like the best way to do it, because your opponent really won't play around a sweeper in that situation, and you can just get stuff back from your graveyard. So yeah. Well done. All right, looks pretty good. Obviously, we're going to need some lands of some kind, but other than that... Might just be a turn 3 strike team game again. Oh yeah, just go for the beatdown. Sounds good. Especially with Phalanx in hand, like just adding to the board. Hopefully, if they just play something we can burn out of the way, we like that tempo. They don't, but they do something that doesn't affect the board, which means they are going to take another 5 to the face here. So I like that. If I draw a land, I probably play Phalanx over Captain's Call, but it's going to be interesting. Hopefully we draw a land. I guess we should hope for that. This is an interesting card. I played with it once, and it seemed fine. It's just like the most roundabout divination ever in Limited. Obviously, there's some crazy stuff you can do with it in other formats, but... Choose 2 cards to be shuffled into your opponent's library. Well, I could kill Shauna with Lightning Strike. So I think I'm okay with that. So I think I'm going to give them Shanna and Elfheim Worm here. I don't want them to have Aether Channeler. Or something they can play soon that I can't kill. So, yeah. Now they have to discard a card, too, which is kind of rough. Oh, okay. That's... So, if I crew... I always say crew. Yeah, if we enlist the Steel Crusher here, we can actually play our Monstrosity, so that's pretty sweet. So we go enlist, 1 attacker, go up to 5 power, please. Hit for 5, play Monstrosity. So if their plan now is play Shanna, we just Lightning Strike it and win. So... Unless they can protect her, and they might be able to. Okay. Can you kill the Monstrosity? Yes, you can. Alright, we do hit 4th land here. We will scry. I mean, it gets us closer to playing Rith. If that's a thing, gonna be a thing in this game. But it doesn't get us there, you know what I mean? And at 4 mana is enough to do everything else we want to do. So, maybe just bottoming the plains. I mean, I'm gonna draw more lands, you know? So this is interesting. I could kill the Mana Worker with the Steel Crusher's ability. I don't think we do. But we could. Yeah, so let's go to combat. We will enlist again. Yeah, they block anyway, so... They are about to play that worm, unfortunately for us. But the Phalanx can attack into the worm, and so can the Steel Crusher once it's enlisted, so... Yeah. Good afternoon, Nicodemus. Yep, today's stream and tomorrow's stream are both later than usual. Okay. But I have Lightning Strike. And now I also have Flowstone Infusion. How do I want to attack? I wonder if it's just better to swing with Strike Team and Phalanx. Yeah, I mean, if they take it, they die. That's not what's going to happen, unfortunately. You know, because I would lightning strike for lethal. Yeah, so I think we just attack with Phalanx and Strike Team. I think we're okay with the trade if that's what's happening here. And if they try to use their trick, we use Lightning Strike. Okay, the trade happens. Then I think we cast Captain's Call. This opponent not very likely to have a sweeper. Not very likely. Well, I guess they could have 5 damage to everything, huh? So never mind. They could have one of the rare sweepers. So the fact they held on to Suit Up is pretty painful. Pretty painful. I didn't really have lethal there, so I don't think I missed it. Even with Lightning Strike. I mean, I guess maybe they would have blocked the way they did. Is it better to send in the Steel Crusher? I don't think so, because if I attack with the Phalanx, they're forced to consider using... yeah. They're forced to consider using Suit Up, which I can blow out. Hey, I could just send all. That's true. The problem with sending all is that they gain 3 life. And that part's not so good. However, I can do this, and I might as well. Because if their plan is to trade... yeah. And if they just want the trade here, I think we let that happen, obviously, but... I imagine they go for Suit Up. So, yeah. Let's hope this Lightning Strike works. It does. Thank goodness. Yeah. It all came down... You know, this format has those tricks where it was really dependent on, yeah, there was a lethal line. Depending on how they blocked. Riskily lethal, but lethal. Alright, this looks pretty good. We really want to be kicking this, although enlisting the Faith Bonder also gives us tokens, so... We'd have to wait till turn 4 to actually kick that, so we'll see if I go that route. Yeah, their mana was open enough that it wasn't really lethal. It was lethal, but it wasn't lethal, you know? Probably should have played... the planes first, so I could have gotten a scry there, but what are you gonna do? Alright, so let's scry. Yeah, I'm down with that. Although getting the token doesn't line up exactly how we want it to. Yeah, so we'll play Baird now. So we could kick the Root Weaver next turn. I kind of hope we have something better to do than that, but as they kick their Root Weaver. So I could play the Protector, but I actually think kicking the Root Weaver and putting a counter on Faith Bonder is better this turn. Yeah. So we go Enlist, tap Baird, We're going to get a token at the end of the turn. Feels pretty good. This again... I mean, it's a fine card. You know, I say this again. I think the only time I saw one where I would be willing to take it was, like, earlier in the format. I think... Yeah. And it's actually a little harder to make it work than it looks. Oh, okay. Well, this is pretty easy choice. They give me Defiler of Vigor, Shalai's Acolyte, and then 2, like, dirtily silly commons. Pretty easy decision to make here. So we shuffle in the Defiler and the Acolyte. Although, they are pretty far away from Acolyte mana, it should be noted. And I am going to play a Flyer... But, yeah, I think we still do it. It is unfortunate there's not more of a combo with Griffin Protector and Baird, because, like, there is one in the sense that if the Protector gets big enough, it triggers Baird at the end of the turn, but then Baird, you know, grows again in the second main phase. So, oh, we might just play the Monstrosity now. Okay, so let's go to combat again. Let's enlist. Let's tap our Root Weaver. Yeah, I think we just played the Monstrosity now. It just runs over these things, like if that's what they're going to play this turn. And then we get another 1/1. Yeah, like I said, it's like a very roundabout divination. So this is not qualifier weekend sealed for me. It is. Next weekend is the qualifier. This weekend is the qualifier play-in, but I don't have to play in that because I was in top 250 last month. See, 6 and 8 a.m. on September 17th. Yeah. So I'm already qualified. So I'm just playing ranked draft right now. All right, pretty good hand. Hopefully the scries help us do a little better than this hand looks. I mean, it's Phantom because, you know, the expected value is much higher than just the draft you're doing, because if you do qualify, the actual qualifier has like an amazing payout. Even if you don't do well, the qualifier has a good payout, so it makes some sense. Probably play this Grotto here. Unfortunately, we've had 2 opponents who we were able to punish early, and it doesn't look like we're going to be doing that this time. You know, when they didn't do anything, we punished them. Do I just want to play our Root Weaver here on turn 2? Let's see what's on top of our library. Mountain. I don't think we want another land. I think we do just play out the Root Weaver. With the Phalanx in our hand, I think we're incentivized to do so a little bit. Okay, well. Aha! Defiler. Unfortunately, we don't get to do anything this turn. Is it worth an attack here? Yeah, I think it is. I mean, it could be 2 free damage. It's not, but it could have been. Yeah, the Monstrosity is pretty sweet when you can enlist. Alright, Flowstone Infusion. That's pretty good on this board. So. I don't think we want to play the Phalanx here, because I'd like to hold on to as many white permanents as I can for after I play Defiler. And after I play the Defiler, I think the Phalanx will cost 1 white, ideally. at which point we can just cast it right away with the Defiler in play. So I think we Captain's Call here, and then plan on casting Defiler next turn. Yeah. Although they are going to kill our Root Weaver, I guess, which is annoying. But, yeah. Yeah, the Micromancer's sweet. You know, cards like it's not as powerful as the Defender payoff that makes bird tokens, but cards like it and that Defender that are really good if you have the right stuff in your deck, I think that's always good design for limited. If they don't kill our Root Weaver here, I'll be pretty happy because I can do the whole Defiler into Phalanx thing that I want to do. Okay, they don't. They do some damage to us, though. Yeah, I think we go to 10. I think I want to scry here. And then I think we play Defiler of Faith. And then we pay 2 to play the Phalanx. Excuse me. So that's a pretty good turn. We are at 8, which is less than ideal. But beyond that, it's a pretty good turn. What big scary spell are they about to cast? Oh, Impulse. Okay, that wasn't what I was expecting. Probably found removal. Yeah, just doing that. Yeah, we'll discard our Mountain. I do wish a little we'd picked up one Righteous Charge the way this deck is played out, but, you know. Right, so I think we send in the Phalanx. We're going to pay full mana for the Protector. If I don't... Actually. I think we're going to pay some more life here, which is a little bit risky. But I can cast Destroy Evil. I don't want to cast it like that, though. Yeah, so we cast Destroy Evil on the Outrider here. That means we can attack with both of these now. So... I think we do. All right, and then we're going to pay 2 more life, cast Griffin Protector. Uh-oh. Them playing the Berserker is less than ideal when you're at 5 life. You could do some Flowstone Infusion nonsense with it. Okay, we can't quite cast... Well, we actually can because of the white mana thing. But I don't think we do. We kind of have to swing out here, as crazy as that sounds. Yeah. Because our opponent has Balduvian Berserker now, and if we let it enlist, I'm not sure we can survive. There aren't that many cards that worry me when I'm at 5 life when my board looks like this, but that is one of them. I don't really feel like I can attack with my flyer either, now that I think about it. I can't really swing out either, though, is our problem. So I guess we just swing with these two. Hope that that wrecks their board enough that we don't get completely destroyed here by Balduvian Berserker. It's kind of what we're looking at. I could attack with the Protector, too. Okay, they just scooped. That's interesting. They were tired of me thinking, I guess. They must not have had anything. I'll take it. I don't think we were quite as dead as they thought we were. Could be wrong. I think I had a pretty hard decision there, actually. If they had nothing in their hand, I think we would have won on a swing out, but it was dangerous to give that a shot. All right, I do think we can keep this. It's not the most amazing hand I've ever seen, but I do think we play Mountain. Let's just scry right away, actually. Okay, well, we'll draw an infusion. Okay. Mountain, pass turn. I think we just go ahead and get rid of that thing. Yeah, I definitely underrated it. This is a weird format, and it also just turns out that the scry, adding scry to this land is actually a decent upgrade. We do need to draw a normal plains. Right now we've got like Crystal Grotto, you know, and this is where the grotto gets awkward. Having to pay extra for things. Alright, so they kill our creature. Okay, well, we're gonna... It's sad that they killed our Kavu, because it would have churned out a token here for us, but hey, we will play Baird. Hey, look, a Baird. Hey, look, a normal plains. We aren't quite there yet on Rith. We're one more land away. Do I offer a Rith trade here? Rith, a Baird trade. I kind of think I do. As nice as Baird is, I'm worried enough that they can start churning out tokens that I think we offer up the trade. All right, that works. So playing Tori does mean I'll get a token out of Baird next turn. But there's also a lot of boards where Tori's not a good attacker. So I'm kind of considering the Phalanx. I think we'll go with Tori in the end, though. Them just removing Tori is an acceptable outcome, I think. All right. I played the War Brute. Okay. I was gonna say I played the War Brute because we can get a token next turn, but they keep undoing it. Oh, you're not gonna undo it this time though. Look out. I do think we put the counter on the Baird. Yeah. There's a token. Okay. Kind of leaning towards kicking another Root Weaver and making this a 3/3 and attacking with it. And also, yeah. I could just play it for 2 and then cast the Phalanx as well, but I think making this one into a 3/3 is pretty good. Obviously, they're trying to go wide and use some sort of nasty pump effect or whatever. But hopefully we can keep up with them. And or play our Rith someday, maybe? Okay. Okay. Well, we're going to go really wide. Oh, I only have 1 white mana. That's awkward. Well, Would I rather play Captain's Call or the Phalanx? The Phalanx can actually attack, so I think we play the Phalanx. And end our turn. I'll be streaming about 3 more hours from now, for 3 more hours or so. Yeah, your flyer attacks us. Hello. So we now have Rith mana, which is intriguing. So we attack with our Phalanx here. We'd be really happy with like a chump block, because then we play Rith and we get a dragon in our second main phase. They may also just put 4 bodies in front of it, in which case... Oh, or they just take 4. So, it looks to me like they're going to use an effect that buffs their whole board, huh? Is it better to play Captain's Call when that's the case? They're going to give everything trample, too, is the thing. So I don't think Captain's Call will make that much of a difference. So I think we just play Rith. And we hope that we can avoid taking lethal from, like, a kicked inspired charge. Okay, well, that is interesting. Are we about to get swept? Could be. Okay, so the Lightning Strike added to the mix. I kind of think we just swing out here. Hard to imagine they don't take lethal one way or another. Okay, that is not going to kill it. Oh, they have the thing to do 1 damage to our whole board? They might. So we're going to get a dragon if Rith is still alive and kill most of their board here. Plus we could just kill them with Lightning Strike potentially. Okay. What are you going to do? Buff your whole board? So your hand is empty now. Works for me. I think that means they're dead to Lightning Strike. Yeah, they are. Got there. All right. So yesterday was my birthday, and my wife handed me a present while we were, while I'm streaming, and told me I have to open it on stream. So, present. I think I know what it is. Yep. So, she got me one of my own merch shirts. MTG Top 10. These shirts are available on Merchland. You can click on the logo below to... not the logo, but the shirt below, and it'll take you to my merch store. And you can buy things like this MTG Top 10 shirt, some logo shirts. I'm going to have a Halloween logo variant coming out at some point in the next few weeks. And they're nice shirts. I have a couple of them now. So, yeah. That's funny that she told me. I was like, I kind of figured it was something like that since she told me to open it on stream. Something related to Magic. There's also mugs. If we're on the advertisement train. So, yeah. 25th. You think I'm only 25? I am, I turned 34 in reality. 34. Thanks for all the happy birthdays, by the way. 34. Thanks for the gift subs, Derelict. Guess that's your birthday gift. I appreciate it. Okay. Nice hand. Don't think we, you know... Sometimes it's awkward. What you don't want to do... like, if we draw Baird and we play Crystal Grotto on turn 1, we can't play Baird on turn 2. And right now we don't have a 2-drop, so I don't think we want to play Grotto on turn 1. That's like the kind of thing where the Grotto feels clunky. And we've had, you know, it did let us cast our Rith in the last game, but it is also clunky sometimes, so... But yeah, right now we don't have a 2-drop, and drawing Baird would be great, so... Well, now we know we didn't draw Baird on turn 2, so now I do think we go ahead and scry. And bottom this mountain. Do I lead with Cavalier or Kavu? The Cavalier plus Protector could end up giving us quite the clock in the air. Of course, the Kavu's not easy to block either. Yeah, I think I'll lead with the Kavu. Alright. Oh, I thought they were going to kill it, but they did not. But yeah, Griffin Protector into Captain's Call is one of the spicier little common combos in the format. Ooh. Well, I don't like that. I have no way to kill it right now. Let's play the Protector. Yeah, all of you with gift subs, you now have access to the Hoopo emotes. Enjoy. So, this thing is a monster. Okay, well, could have been worse. So, if I cast this, they can't actually do enough to kill it. The question is whether I'd rather play the Defiler first. I don't think so, honestly. In this particular scenario, I think we use Captain's Call. And attack them with the Protector. Drop them to 13. The wall deck is a pain to play against, but I think it's difficult enough to build that that's okay. That kind of deck is fun. You know, it's like Spider spawning in Innistrad. That deck was incredibly strong and everything, but the amount of effort someone has to put into actually making it work keeps you from feeling like you're being, like, cheated or something. At least that's how I feel in those scenarios. 3, 4, 5. So I can actually play 2 creatures here again and get in another decent attack with the Protector, which is nice. No, I can't. What kind of math was I doing? Yes, I can. 3, 4. So there is a chance they have counter magic. Yeah, no, I can't. My math has been wrong. Was wrong. Is wrong. So... do I attack with Flowstone Kavu? The problem is they can, like, double block with this, and sure, I kill the Vine Wall and the Lookout, but then they get to, like, draw cards and stuff. I don't like that. I think maybe we just have to pass the turn. I think we try to play the Defiler here and hope they let us do it. Uh-oh. Oh. I knew there was a pretty decent chance that was going to happen, but I think we're in trouble this game. Although, if they just keep playing Vine Walls, I'm less concerned. Maybe I should have tried to play the War Brute instead. I mean, the Brute... Also a decent threat had we resolved it, and less painful when they counter it. Uh-oh. Are you gonna kill my protector? No, you're just gonna bounce it. But that also lets you swing for 6 a turn if that's your plan here. Well, this turn. Alright, they're going all in. All in on the swing. That means we can swing out without really being worried about anything. Nah, swing with both of them. Just do it. Yeah, it's not like they have a good block with the Jin anyway. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, lightning strike. You're nice, but like not that good against this current board state. Probably just play Griffin Protector again and pass, I think. Leave up lightning strike. We're going to be needing to draw this one out. There's a good lightning strike target. What I hate is I don't get an opportunity to kill Tatyova before they play their land. Why is Magic like that? Whose idea was that? That you can't respond before they play their land, you know? Like, come on. That's not fair. I can take away its flying at instant speed. That is a thing. Alright, so let's try to lightning strike Tatyova. Nice. Do I triple block with my tokens? I mean, I kind of think we might. Our tokens right now aren't scaring anybody, and, yeah. No, it's Magic in general. You can't respond to a land drop, unless the land drop involves a trigger. So, that's just how it is. Sadly. Alright, we destroyed a land. Destroying lands is good. Okay, I can kick you, but you're not that good because I just gave up all my tokens. Wouldn't have been that good anyway, but, you know, it's a little frustrating nonetheless. Alright, so I think we play Warbrute, Sleeper, we do have decent attacks now. Ooh. Okay, that could be pretty spicy in the future. Okay. So, I do think we play it now so that we get a trigger, assuming they let it resolve. And then, question is whether I want to hold off on attacking because of Tori. I mean, I think we attack. And we attack. I'm sure they have something. They're a blue-red deck, you know. Even with a green splash. Alright, yeah. So, had a feeling. I do kind of wish I could also play my Mesa Cavalier here. That would make a pretty big difference, but... Haughty Djinn is so good. Like, we only have one removal spell in our deck that can deal with it, so... Alright, that is a big flyer. Oh yeah, the mistake... It is a weird thing that you can't be like, wait, you know, you resolved your creature, and in response, I'm gonna do this. Too bad we didn't draw the one card I was talking about, huh? So the good news is, we can get Vigilance on these. The bad news is the Tory Davenant is going to die. But the only block they can make where Tory dies and something of theirs doesn't is with the Jinn. So, yeah. And gaining life here also going to matter. It's going to come down to the wire. Right. So, why did my red mana tap? God. That's annoying. My red mana tapping is not cool. Because I could have given this 3 more power instead of what happened. So not really a reason to buff it more. They may double block our Griffin Protector. I think that's what I would do with the Illusionist and the Lookout. Yeah, I think that's what they're shifting towards. Yep. Okay. Well, our Kavu is going to survive. Works for me. So... yeah, we want to kill the Illusionist so they don't get the card nonsense. And then we kill the Sea Scavenger instead of the Wall. Yeah, I think this works out okay for us overall. It's not amazing. I guess I may as well kill the Wall, though. Although if I do that, my Kavu dies, so never mind. Yeah, never mind. It's going to come down to how well we draw, of course. Yeah, I mean, that does make my Kavu hit harder. I still think I hold on to it to bluff, though, because it's not like it does me any good right now. This could hurt. Oh, hello. Interesting. Four, five, six. Okay, so we're gonna attack with our Kavu. Let's hope they don't have a counter spell. It's entirely possible they do, unfortunately. So that's annoying. I can't really do lethal damage, more than excess damage, that is, because of how they blocked. But I will go ahead and kill them both, I guess. Doesn't really give me the opportunity to assign excess, though. How do I do that on Arena? I was not given the option. Yeah, with Trample I could. I have to go to a setting option thing. Okay, well, they just got rid of Rith anyway. Although, if we'd done excess, we'd also have a 4/4, but, you know. It's annoying that one has to do that in settings. I've dealt with that before in terms of the stack and stuff, but... okay, well, that's not good. Having a 4/4 wouldn't have really mattered the way this is panned out. They would have just forced it to block, made it a 3/4, and then killed it, just like they did there. I mean, it would have made a difference because I'd still have my 2/1, but wouldn't have made a massive difference, I guess is what I'm saying. Alright, let's scry. No thank you. We do actually have an attack here, so I guess we'll take it. No way they block here, which means we're dead. What? They block? Okay. I might still be dead. Because they may have a 7th spell, and that's why they were just like, whatever. Yeah. Haughty Djinn is hard to beat. Like I said, we have 1 removal spell in our deck that can deal with it. And that is not enough. You know, not drawing 1 the whole game is very likely when that's true. I guess I'll have to remember that about settings next time. That I need to change settings when I'm in that situation. There's some other reason I did that recently and figured that out. I don't remember what it was, though. It wasn't the damage setting. I think it was something else. Maybe ordering triggers how I wanted to. Yeah, it was something to do with ordering triggers. GG Pudgy Ninja. Oh yeah, I guess they did remove it main phase anyway. That's a good point. So it didn't really matter. Just, yeah. We're not really in a situation where drawing Baird could happen, obviously. I mean, it could, but we wouldn't be able to cast it anyway, so. Alright. No more mountains, please. I think we're good on mountains. Alright, so we will play... I could play this as a 3/3. Is that better than playing the Kavu? Kind of feels like it is. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, never mind. I don't have... Yeah, if I had a Plains, I could play it as a 3/3, but I don't. I think we've sort of seen both sides of Crystal Grotto. Like, yeah... You can run it if you have to, and it's not a complete disaster, but yeah, we would have just loved more dual lands for the most part. Alright, we did draw a real Plains. A real Plains is nice. That Berserker is not so nice. I do think I'm going to attack into it here, though. Because if they let me kill it before shenanigans happen, I think we'll be pretty happy. Right now, all of our X1s are pretty ugly against the Berserker. So... I could have put a counter on my Kavu, I guess, but I almost wanted them to block, and they don't. What do I want to do here? I guess I'm going to cast Captain's Call. Yeah. Yep. So we will not buff. Yep, this Berserker is not good news. Neither is that. Okay. So this is going to be very bad. Tax is a 4-3 here. So, like, if I triple block it, they just wipe our whole board. Isn't that great? Yeah, Banalish Sleeper doesn't do much for us. Our first few games were pretty sweet, but our last two have been kind of miserable. I'm thinking I play Cavalier into Phalanx. Yeah, it seems okay. And that's all. Is Dom the widest limited yet? What do you mean? Like, do boards go wider? They do go pretty wide, especially when you're watching a red-white mirror match. But I think original Dominaria boards got even more ridiculous. They got just as wide as these sorts of boards were, but breaking a board stall was pretty hard. We do have removal, but we do need to find it. This deck was probably better than 4 and 3. I mean, it has its problems. It's not like a perfect deck by any stretch. It's mana. Like I said, mana could be our problem. The double lightning strike right there is brutal. I think I'm gonna do this. Yeah. Would have been nice if I had a mountain untapped, but, you know. Okay. So we still have the flyer to be concerned about, but I can play... I have played with the domain decks. I don't think I have on stream yet. I did actually in the early access event. So let's play the sleeper here. We're not going to kick it. We would much rather just play two things here. Try and stabilize against the things on the ground at least. And hopefully find a way to kill the Cavalier and stabilize. I mean, that's all we can hope for. Never mind. Well, it actually only does 2. So, yeah, no, we're dead. Wow. Kind of a, you know, our mana was really bad in this game especially, and that's what I said, you know. If this deck has a problem, it's going to be its mana. And when our mana was good, we crushed people, and when it wasn't, we did not.